Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Galen Snyder Show. I'm Vince Reed. Our show brought to you in part by, of course, the Pennsbury Regional Basketball League, the PRBLOnline.com, by Aria Health, your friends and neighbors here in Bucks County, and by the Continental Tavern, who now is going into their 150 years of being there at the Continental Tavern, and an opportunity to stop in and see all the great memorabilia they even have on the walls, as well as all the great food and the people you'll enjoy over there as well. And you can watch all the Pennsbury games that we've been doing for the last couple of years, matter of fact, and they've been picking up those games for their patrons as well. Well, we're here to talk about the season, because its season is all complete now as far as the Pennsbury Falcons are concerned. Another very good year. If you remember last year, I thought it was the best. As far as I'm concerned, I've been covering this sport for over 50 years, and I can tell you one thing. That was last year's team that went all the way and won the district championship. That was the greatest year I ever had in covering any ball club for that length of time, from the beginning to the end of the season. It was just one good game after another, and who would ever have thought that possibly, too, of course, the district playoff games would be more exciting even than the regular season. Well, we had that again this year. We had a good, exciting year again, and when you think about it, Pennsbury got back into a situation where there they were in the semifinal round, and that doesn't happen too often. Not too many teams end up getting a district championship and then coming right back. A lot of teams don't even make it the second year into the playoffs, as a matter of fact. It's not an easy thing to do. And Coach, you know, you had to feel good about your ball club, the way they came around for you and the way they played when they really, things were kind of down a little bit. You had some guys with injuries. You had to put in people toward the end of the season into the playoffs that you could count on and being that next guy up. And I'll tell you what, you had to be happy where this team was able to take it.
I'm very happy with the guys. I mean, you know, they battled the entire year, and you know, sometimes you hear coaches say that, and you know, the year didn't go too well. You say, hey, I'm proud of my kids. They tried hard, all that. But it actually was a very good season, and you know, and they did battle all year. I felt like you know, they gave us all they had, which is all really you can ask as a coach, you know. And you know, when I think about the team, I said to them, probably even after the Chamonix game, I said, you know, some of the games we lost going, you know, in the regular season, you know, I looked at like North Penn and the Chamonix, I said, you know, the team got down by 2 scores in both games, came back, and put themselves in the position to win the game at the end. You know, weren't able to, but I said that just shows, you know, the character of the team and the fact that they won't quit. And of course, then we got into the playoffs, and you know, we found out that was the case for sure. As we battled through, got a couple road wins, which aren't easy to do in the playoffs, and then moved into the semifinals. We faced a very good Dublin team, and you know, they were definitely a better team that night. But again, once again, we battled hard, and you know, gave them everything we had. And you know, a little break here and there, you know, I feel like could have went our way. I do think, you know, we lost like Dalton Hose in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know, that would have been a game where, you know, had we had them, that, you know, that could have helped us maybe swing the game in our favor. But it is what it is. They have a very good team, excellent team, and they're very, you know, good for them. They certainly deserve to be in the district finals, where they face a very good North Penn team as well. So, but no, I'm very proud of the boys, and they gave us all they had. That's all.
You know, when you look at the season coming up, and especially after the year before you win the district title, you're there again 3 years in a row, taking the toughest league in the East, in the Suburban One League National Conference, and getting that 3 times in a row, and then you have to come back again, and you know there's going to be guys that leave the team because they're seniors, they graduate, and they were good players, and you have to fill in. I would think that's, you know, that's kind of demanding of someone like yourself and your coaching staff to be able to come back to that again. It's not an easy thing to do.
No. As a matter of fact, you know, last year after we won, we had gone into December, playing into December, and usually we start weight training in January. And to be honest with you, I mean, we took January off. We didn't start our off season until February, just because just to kind of unwind after the season, coaches and players. You know, it was such a battle to do it. And, you know, so when we came back, you know, we obviously lost some really good players from last season. You don't win the district without having some really talented seniors.
Yeah.
And we did. And case where, you know, we were going to have to ask a lot of some players playing both ways. And then when that happens, you always worry about, hey, you know, can we remain healthy?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for the most part, we were able to. And, you know, I know we just mentioned losing Hose, like the first play of the Downingtown game. But, you know, if you look at some of the other guys like Daly, Lichtenstein, my son Luke, you know, they were able to play, you know, 13 weeks both ways.
Right.
And along with a lot of other guys playing one way and playing hard for us, so we were pleased about that.
You know, you take a look now and you look and see, you know, how your team went, how the guys went. What about, you could tell us a little bit about some of the guys that maybe you feel that, you know, have a chance to move on and also play in college someday, the guys from this year?
Well, I mean, I think Mike Alley, I look at the season he had, I think that in his season, you know, rivals, if not better, as almost any quarterback that's been in Pennsbury for a while anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I look at his stats, he had a little over 900 yards passing. He had over 1,000 yards rushing.
Yeah.
He had 13 touchdowns passing, 13 rushes. So he had 26 touchdowns, and he had 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles, 5 turnovers. Now you know, you watch the NFL. If a guy has 26 touchdowns and 5 turnovers, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's
right.
really good actually, right?
Yeah, you got that right.
So he had a heck of a season, and you know, and I'm not even including like his, you know, his leadership, and that's a big factor. That was a big factor last year.
Yeah.
Mike
Yeah.
came in, you know, we had Snorway, but I thought Mike solidified things with his leadership. Of course, it took a big role. So I expect to see Mike, you know, play at the collegiate level, and you know, a number of other guys. You know, I think Robert Daly, you know, Luke, my son, Dalton. There's a few guys.
There's some guys that really.
Whether it's at Division I,
Yeah.
Division II, Division III levels, we have we're gonna have some guys moving on.
You know, and here in the state of Pennsylvania, you got some good college teams. We know about Westchester. Kutztown always seems to. I always remark about this. Every time that Kutztown plays or the NFL, you hear somebody mention who came from Kutztown. Now, there's small schools like Westchester, Kutztown, and all those Pennsylvania, Shippensburg, but there are guys that have actually made the pros coming out of there.
No doubt, guys from all those schools.
Yeah.
You know, from all those schools, going back to Andre Reed from Kutztown.
Yeah.
Who's the fullback right now for the Packers? He's a Shippensburg guy. Real good player for the Packers. Been there for is it Kuhn, K-U-H-N?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Shippensburg guy.
Shippensburg.
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't
been there.
realize
He's been
that.
with the Packers for almost a decade.
Yeah.
You know, going way back in time with you know, Westchester had Ralph Tan, was a Big
Yeah.
Salem guy. And,
Yeah.
Lee Woodall, I believe, 49ers
Right.
guy.
Right.
And Westchester, Joe Sensor, who played for the
Uh-huh.
Giants. You're a little surprised I remember that.
Yeah,
That goes back to the 70s. So anyway, in any event, it's good football.
They're good football there.
The ARIA 3B Orthopedic Institute is redefining care in Center City and South Jersey. And our 50,000 square foot location on ARIA Health's Bucks campus in Langhorne features private rooms, free parking, and nearby hotels. With over a century of experience, the world-class 3Bs, Doctors Booth, Bartolozzi, Balderston, and their partners personally guide you from treatment through recovery. For all your orthopedic needs, call 1-888-ORTHO-3B or visit aria3bortho.org. At the ARIA 3B Orthopedic Institute, you come first.
If you are looking for a car, where do you go? Faulkner Auto Group at 4427 Street Road in Trevose is where to go for the best deals in Bucks County for all your new pre-owned cars, trucks, or SUVs. Go to Faulkner Auto Group. It's always Faulkner, to be sure. Go online to faulknerautogroup.com. Just remember, it's Faulkner, to be sure, for all your new cars or trucks. 4427 Street Road in Trevose. Faulkner, to be sure.
The Gator, Jerry Blavitt here, to tell you to tune us in every weekday afternoon from 3 to 5 p.m. right here at WBCB 1490 AM and throughout the world at WBCB1490.com. And it's brought to you by the Italian People Bakery and the deli at 63 Butler Street in the Chambersburg section of Trenton, and also in Levittown at Woodburn and Oxford Valley Roads, and where all baking is done on the premises at both stores. Yo, Trenton and Levittown. This is the Geeter, the big boss with the big hot sauce, Jerry Blavitt, inviting you to join me every weekday afternoon from 3 to 5 as we bring back the memories at the top of the dial, 1490 AM, WBCB, and throughout the world at WBCB1490.com. And it's brought to you by Mako at 1460 Prospect Street, right off Alden Avenue in Ewing Township. Owned and operated by my main man, Matt Palmer.
Hi, this is Merrill Reese, and since 1986, McCaffrey's Supermarket has been a real supermarket experience and a very proud member of our community. Through good times and bad times, Jim McCaffrey and his family have been there to assist our neighbors when they needed help, whether it's helping flood victims, raising funds for the American Cancer Society, or supporting the local Little League teams. You can count on McCaffrey's to be there. McCaffrey Supermarkets, 635 Heacock Road in Yardley in the village of Newtown, at 2890 South Eagle Road, and also in Princeton and West Windsor.
The PRBL getting ready to wrap things up, and you can still get your child in there, whether it be from kindergarten right up to being a 12th grader. Get them in there into the PRBL, learn basketball, learn it the right way. You'll be taught by some of the ball players that are on the Pennsbury team as well. And also, of course, they've been around for a long, long time. They got a good reputation. They send a lot of kids on to the knowledge of the game and how to play the game and play it even better. And they get a chance to go into the high school ranks and play some really good basketball. A lot of these kids that you hear about and you read about have come out of the PRBL. So, take a look at the PRBL. That's the PRBLonline.com. Get in touch with them. Get your child, boy or girl, involved with the PRBL. And also ARIA Health, of course, is one that's been with us all season long and in the past as well. And they are your friends and neighbors here in Bucks County. Or when you're in need, certainly that's the one to call and take care of you. And they'll take care of your needs. That's the ARIA Health. And then, of course, we have the Continental Tavern. Frank Lyons does a great job over there at Continental Tavern. He's got a nice place there at Afton and Main Streets, and he's got himself a situation where, it's packed every night you go in there, and you can go in. Don't worry, the staff is going to take care of you. They've got an upstairs and downstairs as well, and they can take care of everybody. Great food. That's another thing, too. It's not just there with the idea, oh, this is a little place. This is a place that cares about the food that they serve, and it's very good indeed. Matter of fact, they have the salads, they have the burgers that people like, a cheesesteak, whether you want an actual steak or maybe a chops or whatever it happens to be, seafood, they've got it all for you there, and they do a real nice job of it. And of course, they're the ones that started it and still do. You carry every Pennsbury game that we have that's going to be streamed live, and you'll be able to watch them live right on their TVs over there at the Continental Tavern each and every time around. Well, we're talking with Galen Snyder. This is our final of the year as the season winds down here in football. But one of the nice things about it is we've taken it into the last couple of years, which is really great. We've taken it into extra weeks and into where you're getting around to now here. We're doing a show that's in December already. And you can see exactly how well this team has performed over the years for Coach Snyder and this group. When you look at them, Coach, we talked about the guys that maybe go on from here. I was wondering, especially with the fact that maybe surprising to me, but I'm sure not surprising to you, is the fact that some of the young kids you've had to put in there, latter part of the season, even into the playoffs, after some guys had injuries. I thought they did a really nice job coming in for guys who hadn't played from week to week. But of course, people got to realize they're out there and they're practicing hard just like everybody else. I think one of the things is that you seem to have guys already in place that maybe are ready to take someone else's job next year after these guys have graduated.
Sure. If you look at what happened in the playoffs, it started off with Zach Bucksar going in and tackle and actually playing all 3 playoff games, and that's a great experience for him. So he comes back on one side of tackle, and you got Big Stooksy on the other side. Right. Actually looked pretty solid there with a couple of tackles. And Ryan Harrop played guard for us all year. We threw him into the linebacker for the Perk Valley game. And he played some linebacker, did a good job, even though he was nursing an injury. He played through it through that game. And then the last game, we played Jazz Phelps a little bit at the end and moved Tyrone Hodges back to linebacker. They're both underclassmen. Right. So, you saw some young guys get opportunities to step in. Of course, Nate Boss returned to kick off for a touchdown.
That was one. Here he is. he's lighting up back there, and I thought to myself, because we hadn't said anything, talked about that, and he's receiving the kickoff, and I'm looking down there, and I'm thinking, that number hasn't been in there before.
Yeah.
But what made you go to him here on that kickoff?
Well, Nate, we started, what happened was, to be honest with you, I mean, Dalton went down.
Yeah.
And so now Robert has to go both ways a lot.
Mhm.
And he was back on kickoffs daily.
Yes.
So, we put Nate in for Robert. And, Nate has the ability to, he's got a lot of speed, and he's got some power, so, he just needs some more experience.
Yeah.
This is his first year playing running back. He came up, thinking he was a quarterback and receiver and this and that, so we put him in the backfield this year. Got a good year of JV under his belt, and then we were able to use him on some special teams. He ran down on the kickoffs most of the year, and then we gave him a chance to return it, and he did it, took it to the house there. And, so Nate should do well next year as well.
Yeah, I look at that and I see, when you insert guys like that and they come through like that, it's got to make you feel good to know that, hey, I think this kid's good enough. We can put him in there under these conditions. And let's face it, the conditions are a playoff. And, you put him in there and he comes through like that. It's got to make you feel good that you got somebody who can step in.
Yeah, and I thought, Michael Gabora is another guy
Yeah.
who played in the Downingtown game, about half the game, and Bob Hawk, another guard, who got hit a little bit during the Downingtown game as well. We had to move Harrod, the linebacker. So, so that's good to see, and it's a good motivation for all the boys heading into the off season, hitting the weights and getting bigger and stronger, because we're losing some good players, and people have to step into their roles. It's one thing having a subordinate role. When you're the lead actor, that's a different thing. So you got to get some guys step up and do that.
That's true. We're going to be back way more. We're going to talk to Galen in a second.
Peruzzi Nissan is the home of the 3495 Pennsylvania State Inspection and Admission, and is your full-service automotive facility for all makes and models, regardless of where you purchased your car. Air conditioner or tune-up for just $79.95 at Peruzzi Nissan. Buy 3 tires at Peruzzi Nissan and get the 4th one free, plus free alignment checks. Have your car looking showroom new with a value detail package for just $64.95 and a full detail package for only $179.95. Peruzzi Nissan Service, Business Route 1, Fairless Hills, where our business is you.
Achieving what you want demands the right game plan. When you team up with PNC, you get the tools and know-how you need to get where you want to go. Whether it's buying a new home, sending your kids off to college, or retiring the way you want, PNC is here ready to help you achieve your financial goals. To discover all the ways PNC can help, stop by any branch or visit PNC.com. PNC for the achiever in you. PNC Bank, member FDIC. I'm Merrill Reese to tell you about our good friends at the Revere Ristorante Italiano in nearby Ewing Township at 802 River Road. I can tell you that from South Philadelphia to New York's Mulberry Street, there's no better Italian cuisine than that served at the Revere. Start your meal with one of their great appetizers or salads. Entrees include outstanding veal dishes, fresh seafood daily, excellent steaks and chops, homemade pasta dishes, daily specials, and much more. You can also enjoy their bar area, where on most weekends, entertainment is offered. The Revere also does off-premise catering and can accommodate private parties for any affair, including business functions. Call the Revere Ristorante Italiano for more information and reservations at 609-882-6365, 882-6365. The Revere Ristorante Italiano, open Monday through Friday for lunch and 7 days for dinner at 802 River Road, right off the Wilbertha Road exit on Route 29 in nearby Ewing Township.
Oh, the corner kicks right to Chris. He's got a shot. Oh, no.
It happens fast, so we'll treat you fast. Introducing Rothman Orthopedic Urgent Care, where you're seen without an appointment by a Rothman orthopedic specialist. Fast, any day of the week.
Okay. Easy with his leg.
Rothman Orthopedic Urgent Care, now in Marlton, New Jersey, with more locations to come. It happens fast, we'll treat you fast. Rothman Orthopedic Urgent Care. See RothmanInstitute.com.
Don't forget, if you miss any of your local high school sports action, you can read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian. For your complete local and national news 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian, or online at thetrentonian.com. The only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian.
Want to let you know, of course, about the Continental Tavern, and of course they're right now into their 150th year as a licensed tavern in Pennsylvania, offering the finest in tavern fare and also making it like the atmosphere was years ago. And that's a really enjoyable. Hospitality is the word over there. It's paramount to them, and also the fact that, you know, you come in, you make friends with the people you're there with before you know it, and also you get an opportunity to enjoy the food. Not only that, and they've got all the TVs over there to watch different shows if you want to, but it's really about the place itself. It's an 18th century type of place that it's nice to go into and see how things maybe used to be years ago. And they have unveiled some other things, of course, as they went and found out some other archives that they had as they were doing some rebuilding over there as well, and they put them up too. So you can take a look at that on the walls as well, some of the things there from years gone by. And you can look at certainly the history of maybe that area and around that area in Yardley, at Afton and Main Streets there in Yardley. But it's really nice. They do catering. They do it all, especially now when you have, of course, you have the holidays. You don't want to do all the work yourself. Let them do the catering for you. They do a great job of that. You won't have to have all the dishes and everything and do all the work. And then after it's done, you have to do all the cleanup. This way they take care of it for you. You just call them, let them do it, and then you don't have all the work on you. And I know it becomes a lot of work for people who try to really have the family in or friends as well to do something like that. So give them a call there as well if you want to do some catering. And also want to let you know that, of course, the Pennsbury Basketball Recreation League's been around a long time now. They're the ones to help your children to really learn the game of basketball, play it the right way, and also be able to move up and also play the game at its best level and get into the high school ranks with a lot of experience. And you can start right there at the PRBLonline.com. And Aria Health, who's been with us too with these shows in and year out, as they are there for you. And anything happens, of course, that you need some assistance, you can get a call to Aria Health or go over to Aria Health and they will take care of you. We're happy to have them as our sponsors throughout the course of the season once more, as we have in the past as well. And with Galen Snyder here, you know, we talked about this team. We talked about the possibilities of, you know, who can go on from here and play some ball in the college ranks, and as well as who's, of course, going to be coming up in the ranks to be playing for this ball club. And when you look at it overall, next year is going to be a little different as far as that goes, because the league's going back to, I guess it's back and forth, you might say, but Galen, going back to what it used to be with all the teams here in the local area playing each other again.
Yeah, it's going back to geography, and you know, for the most part, which is probably good, because you know, those Friday night bus rides up to Penridge and stuff are not real fun to take. You know, it's a lot better just to, you know, get in the bus, go 4 miles down the road to, you know, Henry C. Morgan Stadium over there in Bristol Township, and play the Truman Tigers, and it is to drive all the way up there. You know, between scheduling out of league games at the beginning of the season, where you usually require some travel,
right.
Playoffs, where, you know,
exactly.
out, you travel a lot. It's nice to have your league local. Like it's just convenient for everybody.
It really
you know,
is.
you want to come out and watch a ball game. You know, you want to go watch Pennsbury play. You just, you know, you take, you know, you drive up to watch us in Newtown play Council Rock or something.
Right.
It's just a different. It's just a different feel. You know, and it's probably good. And the same thing applies up there. You know, now you got all the teams just like you know, Penridge and Souderton and North Penn, the Central Bucks teams all playing one another up there. The same thing applies. You know?
Exactly.
So I think I prefer it. You know, I prefer it. Here's the other thing. The rest of the sports do it.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
You know, it gets a little confusing when, you know, is or isn't Penridge in your league? Well, yeah, they're in there for, you know, football, but not for baseball and basketball. You know.
Yeah.
And that's not how the colleges. You know.
Right.
The Big Ten doesn't do that.
Yeah.
The SEC doesn't. You know, you should have. If you're going to have them in for one sport, have them in for the rest.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Well, I'll tell you what, I talked to the coaches, and a lot of the coaches, when this first came about, that were going the other direction the last couple of years, weren't too crazy about it. They like the idea of now where it's going back here. I know the Council Rocks, they did a nice job, I think, in saying that, hey, we'd still like to play the teams like the Pennsburys and the Chamonix, and they did all they could to try to do just that. And you guys were able to play them as non-league representatives, but still you know, those are ball games you didn't want to flat out just, you know, get rid of.
No, and like I said, we haven't played Truman in a couple of years. You know, that's good. I mean, to be honest with you, when I was at Truman, I mean, you know, we used to get pumped up to play Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, it was a big game for us. You know, so not playing them the last couple of years, you know, I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've enjoyed the season again immensely this year again. Another good season here for the Falcons of Pennsbury. And Coach, for you and your family and your ball club, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and a good season, of course, of having the holidays and kind of relaxing a little bit after a long, I'm sure it's a long grind when you start in January and wind up in December.
Yep, absolutely, and I appreciate it, and the best to you as well.
Okay.
You and yours.
And we're looking forward to the future as well as Pennsbury, another big season here this year as they get to the semifinals of the districts this year again. That's quite a remarkable feat after winning the districts a year ago. But thank you all for being with us, and we want to thank our sponsors, ARIA Health, along with, of course, the PRBL, the Pennsbury Basketball Recreation League Online.com, and, of course, the Continental Tavern as well. And for Galen Snyder, I'm Vince Reed.